Hi guys, today we're going to do the last question from 2.7, so the modelling and applications of our circular functions from our jacplus textbook. So it's question 6, and this one they're talking about a shopping centre having a sale, and there's a one-day sale towards the end of the financial year. The doors open at 7:55 a.m. and the cash register open at 8 a.m. And it closes its doors 11 p.m. So then it's got an equation here which represents the total number of people queuing at the 6 cash registers at any time during the day. Okay, so where n of t is the total number of people queuing and t is t hours after the cash registers open at 8 a.m. So that's important that you know it's after 8 a.m. So look, what I would do is quickly draw this on CAS, and I would definitely do it on CAS, not by hand. So let's just do that. Look, I'm not going to be able to draw it exactly how it is, but it's something like this. And then we can kind of get an idea of what's happening here. So this at 0, we know that 0 is 8 a.m. And then, well, this is n of t, and this is t. So they're asking us, many people ran into the store and quickly grabbed bargains. How many people were queuing when the cash registers opened? So this graph is representing when the graph of number of people from after they open. So in other words, we're finding the y-intercept there. So they are, that will be at n equals 0, or t equals 0 rather. And if we sub a 0 in there, we're going to get 33. So you can do that in graphs and tables, or you could do that in main, either way. So 0, 33, I'll pop that on there. All right, so the next thing they want us to do, scroll down a bit, when was the quietest time of the day and how many people were in the queue at this time? So, well, then we just need to find the minimum, and you can see that that's going to be here. So if I find the minimum, and I can just do this in my graph, I can go analysis G solve and minimum obviously, and I find that that is going to be 6.4643277, comma 1.2528. So this means that, well, our t value is 6.4643 hours after 8 a.m. So I'm going to find out what that is. And I haven't rounded it at this stage, but look, we will to make it make sense. So B, 8 a.m. plus 6 hours. So that would be 2 p.m. And then we've got this 2 p.m. and then we've got 0.4643277. Be careful here because, well, we want to say the time. It's telling us at what time was this. It's not saying to 2 decimal places or anything like that. So we need to make sure that we multiply this by 60. So then we can get it as a fraction of an hour. And what we get is 0.28. So it's 2:28 p.m. So at 2:28 p.m. there was, our point was 1.2528, so one person. So that would be that. So just be careful this part here, when if it's not asking you for to round to decimal places, or the value of t rounded to say 2 decimal places, you need to convert that into minutes. So you times by 60 there. This is contrasting to, I think it was in question 5, might have been question 4, where they asked us to find t correct to 2 decimal places, so just the value of t. So in that case we didn't find the time, we were just finding a value of t, so you didn't have to convert it to any sort of time. This one you do, so just make sure you read carefully. See, how many people were in the queue at midday? Okay, so we can just go back to our graph, and we can say, well, analysis G-solve, we can go to xcal, ycal, and midday is 4 hours after 8 a.m. So this value here, let's say it's around here, is 4, and then we can find out what the y value is, and we get 112 people. So actually it looks like I've done that too far down, if that's 33. So it's somewhere, it'll be somewhere on there. So if you put x equals 4, so n of 4, you can do that in main, or you can do it in analysis G-solve there, and we get 111.95, so it's 112 people at midday. That's part C. All right, so far not too hard. It's just a matter of really subbing in values. I think the hardest part there was part B, being able to convert that value of t into a time. But even that, not too bad if once you know to times by 60. Let's go to part D. What was the maximum number of people in the queue between 3 p.m. and 7 p.m.? So I'm going to restrict that graph, and look, you might be able to see it on the original graph, but I'm just going to show the part that is relevant. So we're going between 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. and I can restrict that 3 p.m. Well, that's 7 hours after 8 a.m. So if you've got 8 a.m. here, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, it's 7 hours. So this is 7. So 8 a.m. is here. And this is 3 p.m. And then 7 p.m. was 7, yes it was. So 7 p.m. that corresponds to 11 hours after 8 a.m. So now we want to find the maximum number of people in the queue there, and that's pretty easy because, well, you can see that it's there. So in that case, we can just use our analysis G-solve there and find this point, and it is 9.835, 85.794. So in other words, we have 86 people. So obviously you don't need all those decimal places there. So maximum people between 3 and 11 p.m. is 86 people. So that one I feel was pretty easy compared to some of the others, and I think a few things to note. First of all, drawing your graph straight onto CAS, and that applies with really all of them. Either draw it by hand, a quick sketch, or on CAS, so that you're able to sort of visualize what's going on. The domain will give you a good clue as to what you want your window to be in your CAS. So when I do this, I like to put a little bit above and below. So you know, when you go to the window button like this, and then my X-min, I would say my X minimum, I'd put -1, and my X max, I'd put 16. The reason I'm not putting 0 and 15 is because sometimes if you do that, it won't go exactly on 0. So if you want to find your y-intercept, then it's going to tell you not found. So if you put it a little bit before and a little bit after, you can find all the values you need. For the y values, bit of trial and error, but you'll see once you get it right, you're going to see the graph looking really quite good. If you on your screen see something that looks like this, then obviously you need to adjust your window there. The other thing just of course was the part where we had to convert the t value into an actual time. But other than that, I think that question is pretty easy, especially for the final question of an extended response. And that completes all the extended response questions from Chapter 2.